The first Pokemon we're going to be going over today is where to get an Alpha Dratini or Dragonair so you can evolve them into an Alpha Dragonite. You can do this right at the start of the game. And if you open up your map, you're going to be looking for this fast travel point right here called the Restaurant Lena. If you fast travel here and you run over to this ladder right over here, we have a chance of finding an Alpha Dratini or Dragonair at the top of this building, depending on if you go during the day or at nighttime. So let's climb up this and see what we got over there. Right now, we've got a regular Dratini over there. If you want a Dragonair, you can do that as well. You just have to come here at nighttime instead. We're just going to re-travel back to the Restaurant Lena. And if you don't want an alpha version, you don't have to get it if you don't want to. I mean, the alphas do have better stats, so that's why I'm kind of targeting that right now. So it's just another regular Dratini, and essentially all you need to do is just keep recycling this respawn by fast traveling to the restaurant. And you can do this as long as you want until an alpha takes the place of the normal version. We've got another regular one that time. Now, if you prefer to farm up the alpha version at nighttime, all you need to do is just run to a bench, and we can kill some time here, and we're going to wait until evening. Now that it's nighttime, we can run back to this ladder and we're going to see if the Dragonair is there instead of the Dratini. It is still a Dratini. I could have swore the nighttime version always ended up being a Dragonair, but I guess that's not always the case. So I suppose this one is more of a Dratini or Dragonair spawn, depending on how lucky you get. Not that it particularly matters because you can just evolve it anyways. There we go. It took about 7 of these respawns to finally get it to spawn in as an alpha. Now what we want to do to be able to get to this is actually hold the sprint button. So we're going to sprint over and then we're going to jump at the very edge to jump over to the next building. So there we go. And then if you want to sneak up on it, all you need to do is just crouch and we're going to start sneaking along this little rooftop right here. And if this is your first Dratini catch, you're going to want to make sure that you have these quick balls for your first one, especially if you're going to go for the alpha version. You're going to want to use your quick balls. Now, I have already caught one of these, so I'm not going to do that. I could use repeat balls if I was catching a bunch of these, but I'll just go ahead and test it with a great ball here. But what we want to do is we want to wait for it to turn around, and then we're going to throw the ball at it. That way we can get a surprise catch. So you're going to wait till it turns around like this, and then you're going to go ahead and throw the ball, and you'll have a much, much, much higher chance of capturing it that way. If you make it angry, it's okay, but make sure to use the quick balls if it is your first time trying to catch one. Now, if you don't have quick balls or repeat balls, you can head to the Poké Ball boutique. This is located just northwest of Zone 3, and it is right here. When you walk up to the door, you'll be able to look at all the different Pokeballs that are available. They're all 1,000 apiece, so they're not cheap, but the quick ball and repeat balls are definitely going to be coming in handy. Next, we're going to be showing how to get Larvitar at the beginning of the game. So you can next, we're going to be showing how to get Larvitar at the beginning of the game. There's a couple different spots that you can get this bad boy, but if you're looking for a Tyranitar, which is my favorite Pokemon, there is one spot you can get it right at the beginning of the game. Now to get this, we're going to fast travel to Wild Zone 2. And we're going to be heading over to Vert Sector 2 over here. So once you spawn in, just run around the left side of the Wild Zone, and we're going to be heading over to this large complex of buildings just ahead. Inside of here at the very northern corner of this little area is going to be a ladder. It's going to be located right here. And we need to actually climb up this ladder and go along the rooftops to be able to find the Larvitar. Now, we're going to have to make a pretty sketchy jump to get over there. There's actually 3 different zones that I know of for this Larvitar, but this is actually the earliest one that you can get. And to do it, we just have to make a really good jump. So we need to climb up onto these boxes right here. And we kind of need to get our feet at the very edge of this, basically almost clipping off of it. Ooh, and if you fall, that's perfectly fine. Like, we just want to get to the perfect spot for this. We're going to get right about here. We want the feet fully off, and then we're just going to jump across, and we should be able to land on the other side. Now from here, we are pretty much where the Larvitar is going to be. Sometimes it's going to spawn as an alpha, sometimes it's just going to spawn as regular. Now, if you want an alpha one, you can do the same thing that we did for the Dratini. If you want to get an alpha, then you have to repeat the whole jump process and basically despawn and respawn it over and over. I'm actually not 100% sure if we can just focus on this. Maybe we can despawn it without having to go all the way down. So we got a level 22 one right now. If we run back and maybe despawn it, then maybe we can do this without actually needing to make that jump again. Because I don't... Nope, it's still spawned in over there. How far can we get away from it to actually get it to despawn is the question. Because that jump is not fun by any means. Okay, yeah, no. So you're going to have to actually jump down to get it to respawn, which is a bit of a bummer because that means you have to make the jump again. But having the quick balls for this, especially if you're going for the alpha version, is going to make this much, much easier. So let's actually sneak up behind this one. We'll target it and bam. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We've got our Larvitar very early in the game. There's also going to be a screw that you can pick up over here too. Now, next up, we're going to go over everyone's favorite little Pokemon, Eevee. There are a few different Eevee spots that you can get. So if you're looking to get all the evolutions, this should come in handy. Now, for our first Eevee, we're going to go to Cafe Class A. We're going to head to the right of the cafe down towards this little alleyway over here. And we're going to turn left down this alley, and there's going to be some stones in front of this door. So you can use like Rock Smash or a fighting move to be able to break them. And then just in front of us is actually a location for two different types of Pokemon, depending on what's going on. If it's raining, you can get a little Pokemon right here that spawns in place of the Eevee. So the Eevee won't spawn when it's raining, but there'll be another little thing right here. I can't remember what it was. I randomly caught it. Let me see if I can actually find it. You know what? I don't think I actually caught it because it was higher level. It was like level 30 when I saw it, and I was like level like 15. But yeah, there'll be a special little Pokemon that spawns here in the rain, and then Eevee will spawn right over there. Now, you can use quick balls for this too. Let's see here. This is level 16 Eevee. Let's just use a repeat ball and see what happens there. I like that I missed. Hi, Eevee. Nice. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's the first Eevee location. Then we've got another one that we can go to right next to Navao Cafe. I don't know. It's a coffee truck. We're going to go to this place right here, just north of the South Boulevard. If you don't have this fast travel point, you just need to walk up to it and it will unlock. But what we want to do is just climb up this little tower right here. Once you get to this ladder location, we're just going to jump across and we're going to continue climbing up these ladders. And just on top of this roof should be the next Eevee. Now, next up, we're going to be getting Riolu. And you can only do this during the daytime, but there's a couple different fast travel points that we can go to. Let's go to the Looker Bureau fast travel point. And then from here, we're going to run to the left just over this area here. And we're basically going to the big shopping center. There's going to be a ladder that we can climb up to get onto the roof. But do make sure that you're only doing this during the daytime, as Riolu will not be there if it is not daytime. So let's climb this ladder right here. Is at the very corner of Rogue Sector 4. And then at the top of this ladder should be the Riolu kind of just hanging out right around here. If it's not here, you might have to try and respawn it or come back at a different time. I might have not given it enough time to respawn. There we go. So all you have to do is just like fast travel back and forth and you can get a chance for it to respawn. And I actually got it to spawn as an alpha this time, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So it's a level 26 alpha. Oh, okay. Now it's a grumpy level 26 alpha. Would have been much nicer to sneak up on it with the quick ball, but no, sometimes that's not how the cookie crumbles. All right, so you can't throw Pokeballs at things when they are angry like this too, so you do have to wait for that to finish or KO them to be able to try and catch them again. All right, so he's not angry anymore. Let's see if we can catch him. All right, so we KO'd him. Let's see if we can use this quick ball on him. There we go. Now we got our Alpha Riolu, which is fantastic. And you can respawn these just the same way that we talked about before to try and get your alpha versions or non-alpha versions.